It's me again, Tunji from Caesar Graphics with another beautiful movie poster tutorial. If you need the exercise file for this tutorial, you know what to do. Simply make use of the link in the description section of this video. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this tutorial, so sit back, relax, and keep watching. Alright, so I'm going to create a new document now. So I'm going to click on File and I'm going to select New. Then I'm going to call this The Spy because that's the title of the movie. And I'm going to make my width 720 because I'm posting this on Instagram. So I'm using the Instagram portrait frame size here. So I'm going to make my height 900 and resolution is going to be 72 because we are not printing this project. Okay, so I'm going to leave every other settings the way they are and I'm going to select the create button. Now I'm going to drag the image from the exercise file and drop here, which is the image of our main character. So I'm going to hold on Alt and make that real big. All right. So this should be here like so. All right. Then I'm going to hit the enter key. Then I'll make a copy of this because like I always say to you guys, when designing a movie poster, depth is very important, most especially thriller and action movie poster. All right. What makes them look more interesting and attractive is when you give room for depth. All right, so I'm going to right click on the layer now and say rasterize here because I don't want this to be a smart object. So I'll go to filter and I'm going to click on order here and select high pass. All right, then I'm going to increase the radius of my high pass like so. Before I hit the OK button, I need you guys to know what exactly I'm looking for here. If you look at the face of my subject here, you see I have all these, these details on the face of my subject, and that's exactly what I'm trying to achieve. So I'm going to select the OK button. Then we need to convert the layer to black and white. So I'm going to use the shortcut, which is Control, Shift, and U to do that. And I'll change my blend mode here to use hard light. Yeah, so I'm going to use hard light. Okay, I'm going to stamp visible the project by holding down Control, Shift, Alt, and E. All right, now the stamp visible is more like taking the screenshot of the project. All right, then I'm going to click on filter and select sharpen and hit the unsharp mask here. All right, now you see we're beginning to see the details on the face of our subject. All right, then I'm going to reduce the amount like so. The amount should just be something around 59 is fine. My radius is going to be 2.3 like so, and I'm going to select the OK button. I need to first activate the black and white adjustment on the project like so and change my blend mode here to color burn. Okay, then I'm going to reduce the opacity like so. Now you need to reduce the opacity. Now you see we're beginning to see that detail on the face of our subject. And the other thing I'm going to do again now is to add curve again. And then you see we have this. So I'm going to increase the yellow like so because I still want to have more highlight on the face of my subject. So my highlight is going to be like so. And I'm going to reduce the red like so. All right, then what I'm going to do now is I need to add more shadow to the face of my subject. So to do that, I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to select the pen tool. Now make sure you're on the path in doing this. All right, so I'm going to just quickly crop that out. All right, beautiful. All right, then what I'm going to do now is to hold down Control and hit Enter to convert that part to a marquee. And I'm going to create a new layer and I'm going to call this new layer shadow. All right, it should be called shadow like so, and hit the Enter key. And I'm going to hit the Control H on my keyboard to hide the marquee. All right, then I'm going to select the brush tool and I'm going to zoom in and I'm just going to gently apply the brush. Now, when you're doing this, don't forget to make your flow don't make your flow 21. All right, and I'm gonna apply the brush like so. And so the advantage of changing the setting of our flow is to be able to control the strength of our brush. All right, so I'm gonna just apply this here and you see we're beginning to see something more interesting here. So I'm going to change my blend mode here to multiply, and so this is affecting the highlight on the project. So I'm going to blend this by double clicking on the layer to activate the layer style option, and I'm going to take this away from the highlight and just make it be on the shadow. All right, so this should move back here like so, and just move this here like so, and I'm going to select the OK button. Now this is what we have so far. So the next thing we're going to do now is to change the color of the eye of our subject here. So I'm going to just zoom in here, and I'm going to select the elliptical marquee tool here and just draw a shape here. All right, I'm going to draw an ellipse shape here, and oh, excuse me guys, we're supposed to hit Ctrl D to take away the marquee that we drew the other time. All right, so I'm going to hit Ctrl D to take that out first, and I'm going to just draw a shape here like so. Okay, this should be here, and I'm going to hold on Shift and draw another marquee here like so, because if you don't hold down Shift, Photoshop will deselect the first marquee that you created. So I'm going to use the lasso tool here to just take this out from this side, and I'm going to hold down Alt and just draw a shape here. All right, okay, and I'm going to do the same thing here by holding down Alt and just do that here. Add a solid color here, and I'm going to change my solid color here to blue. All right, I'm going to use this blue here and hit the OK button, then change my blend mode here to color. All right, now if you look at the edges of my stuff here, you see I'm having that blue outside the black part of my eye here. So we're going to blend this by double clicking on the layer to activate the layer style, and we're going to move from here down to this side like so. All right, I'm going to hold on Alt and just split the slider, and this should be here and this should be here. All right, now we still have that on this side here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to use the brush tool to fix that. So I'm going to make sure I'm on the layer mask of the color fill layer, and I'm going to select the brush tool. I'm going to reduce my brush size, and then I'll go straight to my brush setting and just I'll make sure that my foreground here is set to black. So I'm going to click on this icon to switch to black, and I'm just going to take this out from here like so. So we're going to take it out from here like so. All right, so do the same thing here, just take it out, and this is what we have so far. Okay, so I'm going to add levels to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate level here. So I'm going to duplicate the layer mask of my color fill layer here and apply it to the level layer. So I'm going to hold on Alt and drag that and drop on the layers of the levels here, and I'll go straight to the level settings here and just increase the brightness of the eye like so, and just do that here. Right, and just switch this out. Let's drag this out here like so. So I want this to be a bit darker, so I'm just going to move this in here like so, and this is beautiful. I'm going to just create a new layer here and just call this black. You can just call it black smoke. All right, then I'll select the brush tool. All right, increase my brush size. Now I'm going to sample a color from here like so, and make sure your flow is still set to 21, and I'm just going to apply the brush to the side of my project. Apply that here, apply here. Just going to apply that here like so. I'm going to add an image from my exercise file here, so I'm going to drag that and drop here and hit the enter key, and I'm going to move this here like so, because I still want to have that black and white on it. And I'm going to add the layer mask to this, and I'm going to hit Ctrl I to reverse the mask. Select the brush tool, make sure that my foreground here is set to white, and I'm going to apply that, bring that back to the scene. I'm going to make a copy of this, yeah? Okay, I'll make a copy of it. And I'm going to change what connects the layer mask to the image so as to be able to move the image. All right, so I'm going to hit Ctrl I for now to reverse the mask so I can see my image, and then make sure you're on the thumbnail of the image, and I'm going to move this to this side like so. Then go back here and hit Ctrl I again, and for now let's just make this black, because this part of this layer here is going to be showing on our projects, which I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to hold down Ctrl and hit Backspace to apply the color of my background here to the layer mask, and I'm going to click on the chain again to connect the layer mask and the image again. So then I'm going to select the brush tool. Now make sure that your foreground is still set to white like I have mine here, and I'm just going to apply that here to bring that back to the scene like so. All right. All right, then the next thing we're going to do is to add a smoke light effect here. So I'm going to drag that and drop here, but this needs to be above all the layers here, and I'm going to move this here and change my blend mode here to screen. All right, so then I'm going to make a copy of this. All right, and activate the free transform and just drag this down and move this out here like so, and this should be somewhere here. All right, then I'm going to move this up here like so, and let's see what we have. All right, this is beautiful. All right, so I'm going to move everything down. I'm going to move the 2 layers down. All right, so this is okay for now, and I'm going to add the image of my subject here. So I already cropped the image here, so if you download it from the exercise file, you are not going to have the image crop, so I would advise to crop it yourself. All right, so I'm going to move this here, and this should be the top here, and this should be here like so. We can even still scale this down with the free transform and just position this here and hit the enter key. So the light effect is showing at the bottom part here, so I'm going to add a layer mask to the layer and select the brush tool and just take it out. Now make sure your foreground is set to black. Okay, so I'm going to reduce my brush size and I'm just going to take it out from here like so. All right, so then on the layer of our subject here, I'm going to activate levels. All right, so I really want this to have this silhouette look here, so I'm going to just now make sure you click on this clip icon because I only want this to affect this layer here. So I'm just going to move this in here and just drag this out. Now you see we're beginning to have that silhouette look. So there's something I always say to you guys here, which is what I call unity. All right, so we need to create unity on this project. So I'm going to use a color from the project and apply it to the face of my subject here, because we're beginning to see this red color here, which is still okay, but I prefer to see more of yellow and not red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch down to my blue here. All right, now because the opposite of blue on the levels adjustment here is yellow. So I'm going to select the OK button, and then I'm going to add yellow to this by moving this to the side. You see we're beginning to have that yellow color on the face of our subject, and I think this is okay for now. Then I'm going to hold down and click on the thumbnail of our subject here because we need to create shadow here. So I'm going to hold down Alt and click on the new layer icon and call this shadow. All right, and I'm going to hit the enter key, and then I'm going to hold down Alt and fill the layer with the color of my foreground here. All right, so I'm going to hold down Alt and Backspace and hit Ctrl D to take away the marquee and activate the free transform, and I'm going to hold down Shift and just drag this down. All right, so I'm going to hit the enter key now and go to filter, blur, and select the Gaussian blur here. Now so my Gaussian blur strength should be, let's say, 3. All right, and I'm going to select the OK button, and we still need to just fade the shadow a bit. So I'm going to select the eraser tool here, and I'm going to reduce my brush size and just take it out like so. This is beautiful. I think I still need to just make my background here a bit more darker. So let's move from here down like so. All right, this is good, and I'm going to hit the Ctrl I on my keyboard to reverse the mask. Select the brush tool, increase my brush size. Now make sure that your foreground here is set to white, so I'm going to switch to white, and make sure your flow is still set to 21. All right, so I'm just going to apply that to the layer mask of my levels here to just bring back the levels. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing here like so. Now let's just make this dude here a bit brighter, so I'm going to move this up here. Yeah, and this should be here. Now this is good. So I'm going to select the last layer here and hit Ctrl Shift Alt and E, and then I'm going to right click on the layer and select convert to smart object. All right, so the advantage of converting it to a smart object is when you want to make any changes to your camera or filter, instead of you starting the settings from the beginning, just double click on the camera or filter setting on the layer and it will take you back to your last move on the camera or filter. All right, so and then I'm going to go to filter here and go to camera or filter. All right, so I'm going to start with basic here. All right, and I'll go straight to my contrast here, and I'm just going to add more contrast to this. And for the highlight, I'm just going to push this out a bit, and for my white here, I'm just going to push that also out a bit. All right, now that should be here, and the black should be here, like so. All right. So for the texture, because I actually want to have more, that's details on the face of my subject, so I'm going to increase my texture like so, and also for the clarity. All right, now you see we're beginning to see that details on the face of our subject. All right, then let's go straight to details here. So I'm going to add sharpen to this, like so. All right, and so then for the color mixer, all right, I'm gonna go straight to the saturation tab here and just reduce the blue a bit. All right, so I'm gonna move this down here a bit, and also for the aqueous, I'm gonna reduce that a bit. The blue on the eye of my subject is too strong. All right, so then I'm going to close this, and then on the effect here, I'm gonna add more grain to this because the grain is part of what always make this look more like a movie poster. All right, so I'm just gonna apply that here like so, and then I'm going to select the OK button like so. All right, so then let's just add our text with the type tool. All right, so I'm going to click here and just call this spy. All right, and I'll use I think it's addictive. I think that's the font name. So I'll close the tracking here and just make this. I'm gonna activate the free transform on this. Just make this big like so. All right, so my font is gonna be, I'm gonna change this to Bay. All right, and I'm gonna position this here, make a copy of this and call this D. Okay, and just go down the enter key, and this should be here like so. All right, so the font that I use here is Berbers. The color I use here is from here. So what I did was I just clicked here and picked the color from here. All right, I picked the color from here, and then that's it. Wow, I'm glad you made it to the end of this tutorial. If you have not subscribed, remember to hit the subscribe button and remember to click the post notification bell so you get notified when I post my tutorials. Share, like, and comment on this video, and if you're able to achieve any project with the help of this tutorial, or you were able to achieve this tutorial, simply post it on your Instagram page and remember to tag me. My Instagram handle is @CaesarGraphics. I'll see you again in the next one. Peace.